We're back.
We're back in the house.
In the house. What the hell?
I was gonna curse, but then I was like, nah, it's a family-friendly program.
This is family friendly?
I play it for my family all day.
Did you hear the episode about the OnlyFans episode?
No. No. I made sure they skipped that one.
That's hilarious. They're like, this girl, she got a big old ass. No.
Bro, calm down. It's the start of the podcast.
Demonetized. No.
Put that towards the last 40 minutes.
Hilarious. Welcome to episode 64.
What's going on, everybody?
Of the Not Out Here podcast. It's it's us as usual. No special guest. Remember when we were doing guests in the beginning?
Man, we don't need guests, bro. We just need the white wall behind us.
Everybody said, man, fuck this podcast.
A bright light in front of our face. You know what I'm saying?
Hilarious.
The star power is on the couch, bro.
Yeah. Star power's on the couch. It's interesting. I just got back from LA. Went out to LA to work.
Speaking of star power, bro.
Yeah, I know, Hollywood.
Just got back from LA, a little trip,
just a little something. Got paid to go out there.
I was hungry for tacos, so I decided to go to LA.
Just started taking my G5 jet out there. No, went to LA to cover a coffee convention.
To cover a coffee convention?
Yep.
How much coffee did you drink?
Oof, every single day. Like, I drank maybe like 2 or 3 cups of coffee.
Do you have a coffee withdrawal headache yet? Are you still drinking coffee every day?
I still drink coffee. I don't drink it every day. Okay. I didn't have a headache because towards the second day, the first day I did, because I was like, I shouldn't be drinking this much coffee. But the second day I was like, oh, I need to be drinking more water than I do coffee. So I would drink like a cup in the morning to get my day started. And then after that cup, I would drink like, they had a sponsorship by the convention did by Liquid Death, if you know Liquid Death.
The coffee convention was sponsored by water.
Well, no, they were part in there. They just had like a booth and stuff, and they were giving out free water.
Bro, that's the competition trying to steal the competition at the competition's house.
Yeah,
that's like, crazy.
Don't drink coffee, drink water. Bro, you need water. Your body needs water.
Coffee.
It's funny. But
that's gangster right there.
Yeah. But it's interesting. So it was like a mixture. The convention, it was in downtown LA at this convention center. It was part of it. It was coffee / a restaurant convention, like for people who had like shops and stuff, or you could buy like tools for the kitchen and like big ovens and, learn about the business. Same thing with coffee. You could buy coffee machines for a business and so on and so forth. So the reason I went was because a friend who lives in Atlanta has a coffee brand and was going. And he was like, how much would it cost for you to come out here? I'll pay you to cover and document this for me while I'm there too. And I was like, here's my number. And he was like, all right, cool, let's do it. So
did you experience the best coffee the world has to offer?
I'm trying to think.
Fancy exotic coffee?
Yeah, it was actually like a bunch of different coffees. Some I think there was like a brand from the UK, I want to say, that was there. To be honest, I thought it was okay.
There's this very expensive coffee, like the world's most expensive coffee. Some animal eats something and then shits it out, and then they use that to make the coffee.
What is that?
I don't know.
That's weird. It's like a snail. No.
Rich people.
It sounds like rich people stuff.
I think I'm not making that up. I think that's real.
That's hilarious. That's weird. No, they just had like certain brands that you knew, and then like some occasional brand I'd never heard of.
Starbucks wasn't there.
No, Starbucks was not there.
Dang.
They did not care. They're like, we're too big for this.
Dang.
Y'all got to pay us premium dollar to be here. This was more like indie, if you want to look at it in the music sense. It was
indie coffee.
Indie coffee. And then there was like, brands there. But then what was cool was, so I actually have never had this. So you know how at Starbucks or like certain coffee shops, they have these little shots of like vanilla and different flavors. There was coffee in that form.
So you drink it as a shot?
As a shot, or you can mix it in with ice and it'll give it like the cold brew type of feeling. And it was interesting because I went to one of them, and they had like all these different flavors. And it almost it reminded me a little bit like an icy, where it was like just ice with these shots of like espresso type of things.
Oh. And
I was like, oh, this shit tastes good.
Damn, bro. I'm getting turned on right
now. I'm bricked up right now. No, but it was cool, man. And it's funny because, funny enough, another thing, they had regular coffee, they had cold brew coffee, and then Red Bull was there too. Red Bull was like, we got our own little booth.
Bro, this is the competition.
Yeah,
Just trying to come for the
basically.
competition.
They're
Wow.
like, we're giving out free Red Bulls. We're also making Red Bull drinks. So
A
come
water
through.
convention? Red Bull is there. No, coffee is at the water convention.
Exactly. Y'all can't start your day with water. Start with coffee. It's so
You have
funny.
to put water in coffee.
Exactly. So it was like a big convention. Outside of the convention, man, had a bunch of good food at a bunch of different places. It's interesting. So of course, I think it's been some years last time since I've been to LA, but I went out there and the same thing. I would always like either take a Uber or a Lyft or something, and everybody talked about the same thing in LA.
What?
Leaving LA. They were,
Really?
Yeah, everybody was like, it's too expensive to live here. So it's interesting because like I was talking to this girl who was my Uber driver one time, and she was like, I'm ready to leave, because she was talking about she's from LA. She lived in LA for 33 years and she's always had a roommate, never lived by herself. Because I think for like a single bedroom or a 2-bedroom, you have to make, she told me, like 3 or 4 times the amount of money, like of rent.
Dang, bro.
A month. And I was like, God damn.
Yeah, I'm going to stick to Atlanta.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was saying. Because she put it into perspective for me, where she was like, if you wanted a 2-bedroom that's not even that great, you're paying probably like $3,500 a month.
Ooh.
And then here where I live is about around $3,500, and we're getting 3 bedrooms, 4 bath, living a good life here.
You're living the life right here.
Yeah, exactly.
Atlanta ain't even that expensive. For
No,
real.
it's not.
You can, I mean, we got a 3-bedroom house for one something.
Exactly. It's a house. That's
A whole house.
You get a yard and a backyard and a front yard.
Walk the dog or just in the backyard comfortably.
It's crazy, but funny enough, that same woman, she was like, I want to move to Atlanta. And I'm like, hey, people are moving.
Come on
down.
Come on, baby.
But it was cool though. We got to see a lot of dope little places, a lot of dope things. It's the first time that I ever went by Skid Row, if you know Skid Row. That's where all those encampments. It looks crazy out there.
I believe it.
Oh my, bro, it's like, I remember we actually weren't too far from it in downtown LA. We were on this street called Figueroa Street, and it's like it's a cleaned up place, whatever. But then if you just go a little bit, maybe like 5 minutes off to some other streets, you run across it. And one day we went to a dispensary out there, and we went out on to get there. You had to go through Skid Row.
Did you experience the dispensary?
Yeah, but it was like in a nice part.
No, but I'm saying you.
Oh, me? No,
Okay.
I didn't.
Coffee was it?
Yeah, coffee was. And so, but man, when you go through it, bro, it's like lines. It's almost, they look like villages in a way, of just like people in these makeshift like tents or whatever. And everybody's just like, you're just like, God damn, this is what it's like out here.
I'd be scared to be out there at night. Have you ever seen the guy on YouTube that interviews people from Skid Row?
No,
It's a pretty interesting YouTube, because he does it. It's really high quality, and he does these interviews just about random people in their lives, and it's all different kind of people. Like he'll have a pimp on there, a prostitute on there, a meth addict.
Did he do it during the day or that night?
He does it in a studio, in a room. It's very professional. It's kind of like this, but more like studio quality. Like,
Gotcha.
Like you feel like it's like, you
Gotcha.
know. Yeah.
That's crazy, man. I can only imagine, because the one thing I was always thinking about, which I don't know if you ever do this, where if you see somebody homeless or something, you always think about, how'd you get there? Like, how did a person, what happened? I feel like in LA, I could see it more, like I could make more of a clear path of it, where I could be like, well, it's probably expensive as fuck to live here. If you ain't got no help or don't have anybody to stay with, or you don't have a stable job, eventually you're probably going to end up on the streets. I
think it's easier than you think to end up there.
Yeah.
Because most Americans live paycheck to paycheck.
Very true.
And let's say some crazy shit happens to you. The company you work for, boom, they close tomorrow. And for whatever reason, you're having trouble finding other work. And let's say you don't have a support system. You don't have a family you could run back to, friends you could sleep on their couch. Boom, what do you do? Where are you?
True. Very true.
If you have a car, you could.
Least, you could probably sleep in a car.
Let's say you don't have a car. Damn.
Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah.
That's super crazy. But yeah, man, it was really wild seeing all of it. And so I was like, damn, bro.
Did you help anybody on Skid Row?
No.
Dang, heartless.
Not heartless.
I know it.
No,
just drove by like these peasants.
No, now that I think about it, hold on. No, actually, that actually was here. That wasn't over there.
I did give someone a cup of coffee, actually.
I gave them a cup of coffee, and then I said at the bottom there's a couple of coins. No, I think some people came up, but like I just didn't have the means to do it. I was like out there and just been like, hey, I can't do nothing for you, bro. It's interesting enough. This actually reminded me of something that happened recently. I don't know if you've ever experienced this. So I was near my house. There's actually a Ross near, and every now and then me and my partner, we go out there and we like visit it. And like sometimes I'll be like, oh, I need to go get see if they got any shorts or shirts or socks or whatever, because it's cheaper there. And recently we went in because we were going to go there and Target, go in there. And like, have you ever been in a situation where someone just starts yelling out of nowhere and it gets like, it tenses up a little bit?
Yeah.
And so like, we were in there. I was actually looking for a backpack because one of my backpack's straps broke, and I was just like, oh shit, like I need a new bag. So went there to look for a backpack, and we walked towards the back of the store. And all of a sudden you just hear this woman and she just goes, excuse me, like start yelling. Yeah. And then at first everybody, of course, when you hear something like that, you perk up and you're like, all right, what's going on? Let me look. And like, you really can't make out what's happening. She's just yelling, excuse me, I'm talking to you. Were you following me? And it's this woman. And then like everybody's trying to look at who she's talking to, but it doesn't look like anybody's near her.
Oh, so she's kind of going crazy a little bit.
Yeah, but in the distance, I thought she was talking to this one woman who was walking away, and she keeps yelling towards the direction of this woman who's walking away. And she's like, did you follow me from blah, 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 street address? I saw your truck, da, da, da. And the woman's like, who are you talking to? And then I'm looking, the first thing I do, I'm like, all right, where are the exits? Just in case, because I don't know if this shit's going to pop off or something. I need to, be sure. So she keeps yelling. All of a sudden, you start to see the workers at Ross. Some women start to take off like jewelry, like, oh, it's about to go down. Just like they're about to fight or something.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Ross workers go hard.
Yeah.
About to beat up a crazy lady for no reason.
And then all of a sudden, after a while, she's yelling. The store is tense because nobody knows what's about to happen. She ends up leaving, and like they call the cops on her. And then you walk outside, and then I look at her, and I'm like, oh, I don't think she's all there. She might be like a homeless person or something. I look at her, and then I'm like, there's nothing here. Let's go to Target. And Target's like kind of adjacent to it. So we start walking there, and then distant, I hear her go, are you not gonna help me? Like it looks like she's yelling it at us. And then my partner's like, what are you gonna do? I'm like, just ignore her, because she's not there.
Right.
She's not all there. Just you can't do nothing, and just keep walking.
Sad, bro.
Yeah, it's real sad. And then sure enough, like 4 cops come or whatever, and then they talk to her or whatever, and then they let her go because apparently I think she just wasn't there. Right. And so like it's interesting. So you've been in a situation like where it kind of gets tense? Maybe not like that per se, but
yeah, I have. I can't really think exactly when, but only thing that's coming to my head was I was around someone with Tourette's once.
Oh, and they were
yeah. And it wasn't really tense.
Okay.
But the first couple times you were like, oh shit. Oh, so that's Tourette's. Like,
Did they curse at you or anything, or just
not at me, but just
in your area?
In the room, yeah. And that's just kind of like, oh wow.
It's I don't think I've ever seen anyone or met anyone with Tourette's like that. Because for them, yeah, exactly, just like randomly,
yeah.
That's so crazy. But I've been in a couple situations like that to where it didn't. One situation back in college where it did involve me, because I don't know if you've ever been in a situation where it looks like somebody's about to fight. Yeah. And everybody's kind of preparing themselves. Mm-hmm. And so I've been in that situation, but I've also been in the situation where I'm in the room and I'm like, oh, they about to fight. Mm-hmm. And then my first thing is like, we need to get out of here. Because I don't know if this shit's going to like go down or if it's going to be something as simple as just people knocking each other out or something. Right. But yeah, so yeah, because sometimes in LA, I was like, damn, bro, I wonder, how this shit just works out. Like being on Skid Row, just seeing all that. I'm like, yeah, we don't need to be here at night.
No, hell no. I feel like you would definitely have a story.
Yeah, definitely.
Something would have happened.
But every time I took on the way when we first got there, this Uber driver, he's like, don't go there. He's like, he's like, if you do in the daytime, he's like, be careful. He's like, don't go there. He's like, over here where you're staying, they've cleaned it up. It's good here. You're good around here. But when you go over there, he's like, be careful. He also said something about there's Koreatown or something like that, where it was nice, but you also had to be careful too.
We when I went to LA, we stayed there.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
And do you remember what it was like?
It was cool. Our hotel was like Asian. It was like a ton of Asian stuff all around. The food was amazing. I loved the food in that area.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I think there's some like dope food spots that I wanted to visit, but we didn't have enough time.
It didn't feel dangerous to me. I don't know if we were in a cool part of it or not, but it seemed cool.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Interesting. But yeah, but other than that, man, it was pretty cool. I had a good time, met a bunch of cool people, networked. Yeah, everybody, whenever everybody saw the camera, they're like, oh, who are you with? And I'm like, it's me. It's just me.
Coffee.
It's so interesting. But yeah, my time was good. I made it back on this past Wednesday. And I was happy to come back home because I was like,
really?
Yep. LA is cool. Like, I don't mind it. At one point, I wanted to move there to pursue a career in like film or whatever. But I'm glad I didn't, because I probably, I could have ended up on Skid Row.
Nah, I don't think you would have. I think you would have figured it out. I love the ocean, man. I'm like an ocean person. I could just go to the ocean and any body of water. I like to sit or stand on the outside of it and just gaze out at it and think about life and reflect.
I could see that. Yeah. It's in the weather there's pretty good.
Yes.
The weather's
and
amazing.
beautiful women. I feel like all the beautiful women went to LA to try to be an actress and ended up being a waitress.
Yeah.
No slight to y'all.
So I'll say this.
What?
That the women in LA they are pretty. They're very beautiful. But I heard this a long time ago and previous times from friends. And then also I've gone there several times. LA, there are no thick women for the most part. It's very rare. They're usually all fit. They're runners.
They come to Atlanta.
Exactly.
The pretty faces go to LA.
Yeah, there's pretty. Don't get me wrong. Atlanta, y'all have beautiful women too.
Just in general.
But yeah, comparing the difference in the South, maybe it's a Southern thing too. The Southern women tend to be a little bit more thicker. But yeah, man, I like every time I've gone, I've noticed I'm like, man, there are no booties out here. Like there are,
bro.
I mean, I was like, there's nothing out here, and I was like, could I live with that way? Could I?
You need booty in your vicinity, huh?
I like a woman that's a little thick. Nothing too crazy. Something that's nice, rounding.
Okay.
Something soft. At the same time, though, I say all that. Really more than anything, this is gonna sound so corny. If they're funny and the personality's on point, then that's it. That's all it really takes for me.
Oh, yeah.
So, but no, there's plenty of beautiful women in LA. Anyway, would you ever move there?
Yeah. I'd probably need to figure out where and all that kind of stuff, obviously. I'm not really a city person. I'd rather be in the country.
Yeah.
But LA seemed dope. I've been there twice, and I would definitely return if I needed to.
I could see that. You definitely do seem like more of a country person, just from knowing you. And like, I feel like you would you enjoy land and all, like, space and the nature,
trees.
Maybe like on the outskirts of LA or something.
Yeah,
that'd be pretty cool, because there are certain parts on the outskirts that are cool that nature's around.
Yeah.
I could see that. I don't know if I could ever live in LA.
They got cougars and coyotes that'll come snatch up your dog.
Oh, yeah, that's right. If
you walk with your dog, you got to have your dog on a leash.
Or you got to bring like a bat with you just in case.
Yeah.
I saw this random crazy video of I think it had to have been out there or somewhere, wherever coyotes are, but a coyote attacked this dude's dog, and the dude saw it and he ran to to try to save his dog, and he's able to make it. He grabbed a coyote and launched him.
Oh, damn.
Just launched him because it was a tiny dog, and who knows how much damage he could have done. But he launched him to like defend him, and then like the coyote tried to come back, and he's just like, just trying to like, hey, get the fuck out of here.
Damn.
But yeah, and then plus those videos too that you were talking about of like cougars just out there. Oh my God.
Very.
It's wild to think that animals like that still live like around society.
Right.
In certain areas. Like I can only imagine people who live like in Yellowstone or Yosemite, bears and all that shit.
Man, I want that. I need that.
You want that?
Yeah. Dude, drop about 1,000 cougars in Atlanta. Shit would be lit, bro.
It would be lit.
It'd be hectic.
I feel like people would. I'm not gonna lie. I think it probably would get a couple people, but I think they would probably get hit by all the cars.
I don't know. Cougars are.
I don't know.
Just don't drop them on the interstate. Drop them in Piedmont Park. Let them figure it. Let them. Let them figure it out. They need to figure out the land a little bit.
Oh my God.
And then they're gonna venture out into the into the cityscape, but they'll come back to Piedmont Park at night.
What the hell, boy? That sounds like a tactic that like a congressman would use. Like, this is how we get rid of all the homeless people. You put about 15 cougars in Piedmont Park, right? And then you just let them loose, and then just it'll take care of itself.
I want this to be a movie.
Oh my
Bro, you
God.
drop 1,000 cougars on LA Skid Row.
Oh my God.
That's gonna be the wildest fucking movie.
Bro, that sounds like some like illegal like live leak video type shit where there's like a bunch of that. Oh my God. I'm trying to think, are there any animals that are not like cougars but kind of that threat in Georgia? Probably up north, isn't it?
I don't know.
I'm trying to think.
Mountain lions and I think there is like an eastern cougar or eastern mountain lion, but I don't know if they're in this area. I mean, there's bears, but the bears are mostly in the mountains, like the Appalachian mountains. It's just like North Georgia. I think you're pretty safe in Atlanta.
Okay. Is it? If I remember right, if you come across, I think like a cougar, you're supposed to make yourself big.
Yeah,
you're supposed to make yourself big. With a bear, I can't remember what the bear.
You just die.
You just they tear you apart.
Yeah, you just stand there and just.
Did you ever see that video of the bear coming to check out people, like this woman?
He hugged her?
Yeah, he hugged her. And then the other woman was like trying to leave her. I was like, damn, bro, that's your friend? And like, he was just like, And she just had to stay real still and not do anything too crazy.
But you're supposed to do the same thing with a bear.
Oh, just
act big and loud.
Oh, okay.
When you're walking through the woods, if it's really heavy bear country, you're supposed to actually yell every once in a while to let the bear know you're in the area.
They're like, oh shit, we gotta stay away.
You're supposed to say, hey bear, hey bear.
That's crazy. Oh my God. But interesting.
But yeah, we that went all over the place, didn't it?
Oh yeah, no, but it's fun. Also, visit LA. It's pretty cool. Now, as far as living there, you're on your own because you got to be making like buku money. You got to be like a lawyer or a doctor or something to live out there.
Or just bring a tent and chill out at Skid Row.
No, don't do that.
Chill out. Bring a car.
It makes me wonder. I wonder if people who become newly homeless, do the homeless who are already homeless, do they jump them if they have like nice stuff?
You can tell they're like fresh meat. Like, damn, his shirt don't even have any holes in it.
we gotta make them look homeless.
This motherfucker is brand new out here.
Crazy.
I wonder if I don't know. We don't need to talk about that.
What? Hey, so that might be going too far.
Yeah,
we're back.
Hey yo.
Yep.
I want to talk about a blessing.
A blessing.
Blessing.
And what blessing is that?
The world and myself has been blessed
by big booties. No,
that Game of Thrones is back, baby. Game of Thrones has fucking returned with House of the Dragon.
House of the Dragon. And that almost sounds like a Bruce Lee movie, House of the Dragon.
Little bit. But bro, that first episode. So you didn't watch. How much of Game of Thrones did you watch?
I saw everything.
Oh, you saw the whole thing?
Yeah, I saw the whole thing. Remember, I think we watched all the last episodes.
So what was your opinion? Your I
thought overall,
enjoyability level.
I thought overall it was a pretty good show. Of course, the ending fell a little flat, but it wasn't. Looking back on it, I don't think it was as bad as people make it to be.
Exactly.
I think it's the reason why people say that is because at the time there was so much hype, but because there was so much hype, the fall felt like heavier than it really was.
Also, as Game of Thrones, the people that you want to do something aren't necessarily going to do it.
Exactly.
The people you love are going to get killed. It's not going to work out the way you want.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm so fucking excited. It's back. I can't believe we get it again.
Yeah.
We get another world. The first episode, it hit, bro.
Really?
That shit. Fucking
I'm gonna have to check this out. I haven't seen it yet.
Yes. Second episode, not as much, but they need some
Of course,
filler.
sometimes some
You can't just come out the gate with two punches in the face.
Yeah.
But I'm excited. The good guy is fucking dope. The bad guy is dope.
Uh-oh.
It's done.
So this takes place before everything that happened, right?
A long time before. I don't know if it's 400 years or 1,000 years or
God damn.
whatever, but this is based around the Targaryens.
Yeah.
Which Khaleesi,
that's her name.
Daenerys Targaryen. That's her previous, lineage.
Yeah.
And they are on the Iron Throne, and it's circling. The show is about them and their trials and tribulations.
That's dope. I like that. That's pretty cool because if you've watched Game of Thrones, because in the Game of Thrones show, that lineage died off. She was the last, wasn't she? She was kind of like the last few.
Yes.
Yeah,
she was. Spoiler, maybe not.
Oh,
maybe not. If you do you remember?
I can't remember.
You don't remember?
No, I don't remember.
Okay, it just flew over your head, bro. You didn't even catch it. I would say it, but it is kind of a big spoiler for people that haven't experienced
Game of Thrones, or is it a spoiler to this season?
Spoiler to Game of Thrones, the original.
Okay.
I feel like everybody that's gonna watch it has already watched it, but just in case, I'm not gonna say anything.
Okay, that's pretty cool though. It's interesting because now in this.
Hang on. Spoiler alert for people that have not watched Game of Thrones. Fast forward like 2 minutes in the episode. Okay,
he's about to give it.
Fast forward 2 minutes. Don't listen if you're gonna check out Game of Thrones. So, Jon Snow was part Targaryen.
That's right. I remember that.
So yeah.
That's right. Now, okay, I remember now.
And he was banging his sister. You know what I'm saying? You're my sister. You're my sister.
Joe Dirt. That's crazy. Yeah, I forgot that. So then
he didn't know it was a sister.
Yeah.
And then the last season, that's when he found out, and he was kind of like, "Oh fuck, man.
Oh no, this is my sister."
Mentally, I love her, but god damn.
Crazy, because so no, this is like, that's why also what I was gonna say that it's interesting about this show is, so it's cool to see, because I think I watched the trailer for the show this is like the what's their family name? What's the Targaryens? Like there's also different houses in the Targaryens, like different types of like families and stuff or whatever. And I was like, oh, that's so cool, because like it's the most that you got in Game of Thrones was like, this is Khaleesi, and then that's it.
Well, no, there were tons of houses in Game of Thrones.
No, I know, but compare, I'm talking about to the House of Dragons. So like I'm talking about the people that had dragons and shit like that.
I think the dragons are only controlled by the Targaryens.
Oh, okay.
I think.
That's what I'm saying. So like, and the Targaryens, are they all Targaryens?
Not everyone in the show, no.
Okay, so then Targaryens, so the dragons are only, okay.
They're kind of like the ruling class of the Iron Throne. Like in Game of Thrones, the ruling class was the Lannisters.
That's right, yeah.
And this one is the Targaryens.
Ah, okay. That makes sense. It's cool to see the different, like, who's ruling at the time in the show. Mm-hmm. Like, in this show, it's the Targaryens, but then the other show was the Lannisters.
Right.
And their family and so on and so forth. It feels like history a little bit. It made me think, I'm like, it'd be cool if they did a show, which I'm pretty sure they probably already have, of like the eras, like, you had the Roman Empire and like everything that would happen, which just is kind of like that, but it's just not, with the Romans and stuff. And then like, you have like certain rulers like Genghis Khan in certain time periods and stuff. It's like, it feels like history.
I feel like they have that, but it's just separate shows.
Oh, maybe.
Oh, you're saying it'd be dope to have them together in one show?
Yeah,
like together. Caesar and his group over here versus Genghis Khan.
That'd be kind of cool.
Okay,
but it'd be interesting.
Yeah,
but that's dope. So then, how many episodes are out now?
Only 2.
Only 2.
You could just let them stack up.
Oh yeah, that's right.
It's like I was just so excited. I had to jump in.
That's super cool. Well, I'm gonna catch up on that show because I enjoyed. Now I guess I'm waiting for the next season of The Boys, which I enjoyed. I don't think I have a show. Oh, I actually started watching a show. I don't know if you would like it, but it's an interesting show. There's a show called The Rehearsal that's on HBO.
The Rehearsal. What's it about?
So The Rehearsal is about this guy, Nathan Fillion, I want to say. I don't know if that's the guy's name in the show, but so he's a guy that he offers people the opportunity to rehearse something that they want to do in real life. For example, one of the first episodes, it's not really a spoiler. There's this guy who he has a group of friends that he's lied to ever since he's known them about having a master's degree in this certain field. He's lied to them. And he's gotten to the point to where it's eaten up at him. Now he wants to come clean to one of his good friends in that group. And so what he does is he literally will be like, okay, so this is he gets to know the person, and he goes through and recreates the scenario, and he tries to recreate it to the point to where he knows which way it could possibly go.
Okay.
And so they rehearse it like, how would this person react if she took it this way? And then, okay, cool, let's do it again. Which way if she took it this way? And it's just like rehearsal, down to the point to where he even built a one-of-one replica of where they're going to do it at. Like people play, like he hires actors to play certain roles to make the person feel like this is how it's going to feel like when it happens. And it's like really interesting because now there's only 6 episodes, and I think that's the season. But when you watch it, you're just like, how deep does this go? Because he'll do certain things where, like, for example, like the guy that's like on the first episode, he's kind of awkward. And so he's like, okay, I have to build a bond with this person. So how can I do that? And one thing that he does, he says, hey, let's go ski shooting. So they go ski shooting, and they're both horrible at ski shooting, but that's on purpose because he hired the person who set it up to fill blanks so that way they would both miss and they had something to connect over. And so it just goes like super deep, and like when you watch it, it's like kind of weird, like funny, but you're like, what the fuck is this? It's kind of weird experiment. It's kind of shot in the way of a documentary reality TV series.
It's on HBO?
It's called The Rehearsal.
Sounds interesting. I was waiting for the twist. I thought you were going to say, and then they kill everybody.
No. And then it's just interesting because like there's a little bit of few moments sometimes where you're kind of like, it's a little cringy because it's like, it's real people, or it feels like real people, and you kind of ask yourself, you're like, is this real? Is this really going on? And so, like as it goes on, I'm halfway through. I need to finish the rest of it, but it's interesting. He has like with every person for the most part, he has like a diagram. It's like a choose your own story. He's like, okay, if this happens, we go this way. It goes here, here, here. But if it goes this way, and it has like every possible decision ever, and he's really good at it. But it's a great show.
Feel it. I might have to check that out.
Oh yeah, I watched that as I was going to LA on the flight. Super, super good.
So I want to talk about something else. I have a new addiction.
I knew it. No, I'm joking.
A new addiction.
What's that?
I'm addicted to Fortnite.
Really?
Bro.
Oh my God. We lost him.
Bro.
Sorry guys, this is the last episode.
Fortnite. So you played Fortnite, right?
I have.
Did you enjoy it?
No, not really. But also I played it before all of this happened. I played it whenever, so you know how they bring in like characters. So like, they have like Captain America.
They have anyone you can think of.
Dragon Ball Z. I first tried it whenever they had Thanos. They brought in Thanos, whatever. And I was like, that's cool. But then I just couldn't get into it.
Dude, so they have something now called no build mode. There's none of that building shit.
Oh, okay.
Fucking amazing.
Really?
The last 2 nights I've stayed up until 6 a.m.
Oh my God.
Playing this game. Dude. And it's before I started playing Fortnite. When I thought about Fortnite, I was kind of thinking like, man, that's for fucking losers.
Yeah.
And little kids. It is for little kids. But oh my fucking God. This shit is like Call of Duty, but like crack.
Oh my God.
It's fun as fuck. There's so much shit you can do in the game. It is fucking amazing. So my first like 4 games, I won 3 out of the first 4.
Oh wow.
But what it is, at first I thought I was the shit. I'm like, yo, I'm fucking amazing. They say it's super hard to win this shit. But what it is, your first couple games before you get good, you're mostly playing against bots. There's a few real people.
Yeah.
Mostly bots. But then the more you play, you get to play real competition. Since then, I've actually won 1 game. But that shit felt like a fucking accomplishment. You're fighting against 100 people. Yesterday I came in second 3 times.
Wow.
And that shit is intense. It's fun as fuck, and I'm just addicted, yo. It's amazing.
That's crazy. That's interesting that they would do that, but it makes sense because they don't want you to get like whooped. Like on the first
and
time
then you don't enjoy the game, and you're like, man, fuck this game. So you're mostly playing against bots. But the more you play, there's no more bots.
That's crazy. That's cool. So let me ask you. So then, when it comes to these characters, like for example, like do you just pick them, or do you have to go pick up an item to become them, or?
So it's really like Fall Guys.
Okay.
You play to earn points, and then points will give you characters, or you can just spend money to get points, and then use those points to buy characters.
Okay.
And Fortnite's really genius because it's free.
Yeah, exactly.
But the only reason you pay money is to look cool in Fortnite. Exactly. But I've already paid money just to look cool in Fortnite. I dropped some money.
Oh my God.
And it's amazing that they make so much money. Dude, I think they make like over $1 billion.
Yeah.
But people are just paying for skins to look cool.
Yep.
But I get it, because when I'm playing the game, I'm like, I want to look cool as fuck.
Exactly. I'm telling you, it's
and none of the characters, none of the skins has any effect on how you play. You're dropped into the world with no guns, no weapons. You search for guns and weapons.
Yeah.
And then you just fight and
I guess, how do you, is there certain mode you have to play where, like, for example, like I've seen it on TikTok or other social media where, like, if somebody's Goku, they can do like the Kamehameha, or is that like something? Or
so that's a special item that gets dropped.
Okay.
There's like this little meteor that comes down. For some reason, it's water. It's like a water bottle or something. Somebody correct me if I'm. Well, y'all can't really talk to us, but it looks like a water bottle that shoots down from the sky as a meteor, and only a couple of those get dropped on the map.
Okay.
So you got to try to run to those, get it, and then you can have that special move.
Okay. Yeah. That makes sense.
And then you can fly on the little cloud too. What's the Dragon Ball's Nimbus cloud?
Nimbus cloud.
That's dope. And you can fly up in the air and then do the
Kamehameha.
So it's pronounced Kamehameha?
Yeah, Kamehameha.
That's so weird because when he does it, it sounds like he's saying Kamehameha.
I think it's like tomato. Yeah,
that's what I call it, Kamehameha, but I guess it's Kamehameha.
I think it's just tomato. Just it's the same thing. That's interesting.
But dude, I'm fucking hooked.
Oh boy,
that shit is amazing. I might be up until 6 a.m. tonight, bro.
That's hilarious.
Shit is amazing.
That's what. Yeah, I just couldn't get into it, man. Like, it's funny enough.
You need to do no build mode.
No build mode.
Because it's whack when you're playing and they're just building and building and building, and you can't even see who the fuck it is or what you're shooting at, and then they just kill you instantly.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I think. Because what is it? I think there was one game I actually thought about, because that's kind of like a battle royale mode where you're like you're trying to be the last man standing. I thought about getting back into that version, but of Call of Duty. But even then, I was just like, I don't know, man. Maybe there's always gonna be somebody better. But I was like, do I want to go through this and just? I
started playing that when I first got my PlayStation. The battle royale version of Call of Duty.
Okay,
it was fun as fuck. And that probably made me good at
Fortnite.
At Fortnite, because it's all the same buttons.
Yeah,
Fortnite's a little different, a little more silly. But
interesting.
Yeah, but the Call of Duty joint, it's like 150 gigabytes, and then there was like 100 gigabyte update.
Yeah, it's a lot.
I couldn't even do it.
Yeah.
I
don't know, man. Maybe, I don't know. I was thinking about playing. There's this one game called Rumbleverse. It's like wrestling.
Have you gotten it yet? I see it's out.
Yeah, I have it, but I haven't played it.
Okay.
I've just been busy with like all these other games or making music and so.
Yeah.
But it's maybe I'll try it out. Because I'll play Fall Guys still every now and then. Because it's like it's good when something is simple. You can just jump in, which I'm pretty sure Fortnite is like that. You just jump in, go, you play, and then you play for like 20 minutes to an hour more or whatever.
Before this, I was hooked on Need for Speed Heat. That game is fun as fuck. You like racing games?
Yeah, racing games are fun.
Need for Speed Heat.
I have what's it called? Forza, if you know Forza.
Yeah. I'd like to play that. You have that?
Yeah, on Game Pass.
Okay. You can't get it on PlayStation.
I'm pretty sure maybe like I know PlayStation. Do you have the
it's Xbox exclusive.
Oh, whoops.
Yep.
Sorry. No.
Yeah.
But yeah, on Game Pass, you pay the monthly thing, you get to download and play all these games that you want. It's on a monthly basis. So
yeah,
it's on there. But yeah, That's interesting. That's so funny to hear you say that. Like, I love Fortnite.
Bro, come over to the Fortnite world with me, bro.
That's hilarious.
That shit is fun as fuck.
That's why you stayed up till 6 a.m. playing?
Yes.
Oh my God. That's crazy.
Last 2 nights in a row.
Wow. That's wild.
I'm hooked.
That's crazy. Well.
But yeah, man, there's some other stuff we could talk about.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Joe Biden decided to give people a little blessing.
I think it was okay. So basically the way that this works, I think it's 10,000 for Pell Grants, but if you have something else, it's 20. I heard. I can't remember what it was.
I don't know. Me and you talked about this maybe multiple times on the podcast, and I was always of the viewpoint of what about the people that paid, because I had paid mine off.
Yeah.
And now there is a online uproar of people upset about that, and yeah, I understand, because I'm in that camp, and it's like, are you incentivizing not doing the right thing? Like,
I think so. I think it depends, because I saw that and I saw people upset, and then I saw people trying to break it down to make it like try to make people understand why it's a good thing. Because my whole thing is, I understand why people would get upset because they paid them off, and my plan, if I were to get elected, would be that people who paid off their school loans would get a tax incentive because they paid it off. They paid money to the government, so why not the government give them back money? Or I don't know, give them free health care or something like,
no, give me some money.
Get you a bigger tax return that'll equate to, it'll be nice, because I think that'd be kind of cool. For me personally, I'm all for people getting free everything. We should have free healthcare, free college, free whatever, regardless, because I'm gonna have to pay my school loan off. And sure, this is putting like a small little like dent into the amount I have to pay, but I still have to pay off the rest of it.
Okay.
But like, for example, like if I have a kid or two someday, I would want them to go to school for free. Like I'd be like, man, because one, you can stop hurting my pocketbook. But I understand.
I'm not mad at people getting money and having that relief, you know. But man, like,
you upset that you had to pay?
Can I get a little bit of relief? You know what I'm saying?
Hey, I don't make the rules, bro.
Dang, yo.
I was gonna say, yeah, it's interesting because I think so. I don't know if it's started yet. Supposedly, it's supposed to start in October, where people can apply.
Yeah, I don't know.
Or I think some people are saying that it might be automatic, because it's like it's not. It's gonna apply to certain loans, but not all loans. I think it's privatized or something like that. I have to figure that out, because I think it's gonna apply for me, which I'll appreciate. Hopefully, boost my credit up a little bit.
Is this gonna make you vote for Biden?
No, not really.
Really?
Okay. I think regardless of...
So you're voting for Trump? Okay.
Nope, I'm not voting for...
Oh, so you're voting Green Party. Okay.
What is the Green Party? I never...
Trees, bro. They fuck with the trees. I'm voting for Green Party. I'm all about nature right now.
Okay.
You got to have good soil.
Good soil.
Good crops.
I think in the last election, I think I actually voted independent, if I remember right.
No, you didn't.
I think so.
You lying.
I'm dead serious.
Who did you vote for?
Well, I'm sorry, before Joe and Trump, before then.
So Hillary. For president, you've actually voted
independent.
Really?
Yeah.
You're serious?
Yeah.
Not for a Democrat or Republican?
Very true. Yeah.
What?
Just because.
And you don't remember their name though?
I want to say, damn, I don't remember. Because I think
Ross Perot.
Ross Perot, is that a person?
You don't know Ross Perot?
I don't know.
Dang.
No, I think it was because. So here's the thing. We're back. So
Ross Perot.
Don't know who that is.
Dang,
I'm not really big into politics, but
he's not hot. You're not hot in these streets, Ross. Is he dead? I hope he's not dead.
I don't know.
He was old like 20, 30 years ago.
So here's my thing, and I've hated this ever since I was a child. In my teenage years up until I was old enough to start voting.
He died. R.I.P. Ross Perot.
Well, there you go. Until that's why I don't know him. No. But I've always hated this. So when it comes to in this country, maybe it probably happens in other countries too, with a system like this, where whenever like I could vote, when I was able to vote, this is a very divided country as to far as like, you Republican or you Democrat, right? And then what always happens in election time is that people would go, you can't let this other person get into office.
Yes.
So vote for our person, right?
Yes. The lesser of two evils.
The lesser of two evils. But whenever this idea always came in my head, I'm like, well, what if I don't like either of them? Why can't I just vote for somebody independent? The one thing people would always say, you're wasting your vote. You're wasting your vote. What are you even doing?
What if everyone banded together and voted for the Green Party?
Then they probably win. But
let's vote Green Party, bro.
But yeah, I remember in certain elections, I just wouldn't vote for either Republican or Democrat because I was like, y'all suck. Like your policies and everything that I would always look up like little summaries of like what they were going for, what they were for, what they were against. And I was like, everybody sucks.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I'm just going to vote independent because I don't like either of y'all. And then what's funny is.
I like where you're going with this.
What's funny is that sometimes I wouldn't say anything. I wouldn't say who I voted for, right? And of course, people are like, you voted, right? And I'm like, yep, I voted. Cool, you voted for the right person, right? I'm like, yep, I voted for the right person, knowing that I voted independent. There was one time where I think somebody was like, you voted Democrat, right? Oh, I don't want to put this person on blast, but if somebody that's actually close, like a family member, was like, you voted Democrat, right? And I was like, well, no, not really. I actually didn't like, what they were going for or whatever. And then they got upset at me. They were like, how dare you not vote for, they're for the people. And I was like, nah, I mean, their policies kind of, nah, I'm not, for what I would want. It's not what I'm looking for. This independent person better. And they're like, that person isn't even going to win. Like, just got so upset. And I'm just like, you know what? I'm just not going to say it anymore.
Yeah, bro. Bow out.
People take it too serious.
I agree.
Everybody just needs to get off everybody's nuts.
Damn. How long we been talking?
It's just we're at 46 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me see. Did I have something else? I don't know.
If not, I do have an interesting topic.
What's your thing?
It's funny enough because I got an email. I think I just got invited to use Dolly, the AI thing.
Oh yeah.
Interesting. So I had an interesting thought come in my head.
What?
So, you know how basically there are AI influencers? Do you know?
I have the version of that. It's amazing.
That's super dope.
We're not going to talk about it because I don't want to I don't want to give this information out to the world. The world doesn't need this yet.
That's so dope.
Yeah,
that's crazy. So you know how there's influencers that aren't real people. They're just like created by someone.
Are
right?
you going to talk about the rapper?
Well, no. I mean that's one thing, but
the fake rapper, is that where you're going with this?
No. I'm actually going with something else because I thought this was interesting. Somebody said this.
His name was FN Mecca. You know what FN stands for? Fortnite.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Oh, you know what's funny is I heard that guy. This is a side note that AI rapper actually came from a video game that was not popular. Like as far as like it was about SoundCloud rappers.
Oh.
And then he happened to be one of the ones that took off.
Well, maybe I'm wrong. I heard that FN was for Fortnite.
It might be his name might be Fortnite Mecca or whatever, but he was like part of the same anyway. Besides that, so some of these influencers, one day there's going to be, which there already are, influencers that are on social media that aren't real, but they get hired by these brands to pose for clothing or whatever on social media, right? So I had an idea. So do you think, well, let me say this first. Let's say there's an AI generated influencer. A computer came up with it, right? And it posts on social media daily or, however many times a day. And like people love this AI influencer, right? They do all these posts. What if one day one person that does not like this AI influencer decides to delete the AI, the influencer, right? If they were to delete this AI influencer, should that person go to jail for murder?
No.
But this is my thing, because I was thinking about this the other day, because my thing is, what if one point we get to a point to where people are like, you know what, AI also should have human rights.
If they're sentient, if you can determine, well, see, I guess that's complicated because what is a soul, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
I don't think AI has gotten to the level of robots having. Of course, they don't have feelings. complex, like intricate thoughts and its own ideas, at that point, what is it? Is it a real thing? Is it something more than just a robot? I don't know if we'll see that in our lifetime. It'd be interesting if we did.
Yeah.
But you're saying if that's real, if someone turned the off button, if they're a murderer,
or if somebody deleted like all the data and stuff in a way, because my thing is, I think there's gonna be people who are gonna be like, consider that murder because they're killing that thing in a way.
I'm gonna say if you're deleting the data, okay, it's kind of like splitting hairs here, but say someone did an operation and you lost your memory. You're still alive. They didn't commit murder.
True.
You could lose your memory and still be alive.
True, but then that person. But see, I guess that's where it gets a little bit like. Of course, I'm a person. I'm an actual person versus like some computer simulated like AI thing. And so like, because I guess the computer could still exist, but that AI no longer exists, if that makes sense. And so I thought it was interesting because I was listening to a podcast where they were like, do you think maybe one day that could be a thing to where, because for example, let's say it's an AI influencer that has hundreds of million followers and people love this influencer, but then one day they're gone.
Someone hacked it and deleted it
and killed them or like just erased them. Do you think that there would be an uproar of like, we need to find who did this?
Yeah, of course. Of course. Everybody would be pissed off.
And like my thought was, okay, then should one, how do you feel about like AI like that eventually having human rights, or should they even have any rights?
I don't know. My brain is trying to because I get where this is going, but I don't know. I don't even know how to feel on that because initially I'm like, no, that's stupid, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's the initial feeling. It's a computer.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
the complex thing is, what if there are feelings or emotions there, right? But in the same token, cows and chickens have feelings and emotions and they get murdered every day.
Interesting.
I had a cow and a chicken on the way over here.
Interesting, because that's actually where my brain went, where I was like, well, maybe AI or like computers, if they get, they'll get advanced enough to be able to be maybe sentient or something. I say they only get up to animal rights. That's as far as it goes. Because there's probably still gonna be people that are gonna fight like, no, they should have human rights or robot right or whatever. But I think they should, because
PETA.
Yeah.
This will be Rita. Robot.
Robot, whatever.
What's PETA stand for?
I don't know what PETA stands for.
I don't either.
I need to look that up. Rita.
It's Rita.
Rita. Oh my God, that sounds like Lima Rita or like Rita that TV
people
show.
For the ethical treatment of animals. So this would be people for the ethical treatment of robots.
So
Peter.
It's just interesting because I feel like it could get there one day to where stuff like that happens and like this beloved AI thing gets erased, and then people are gonna want somebody's head for doing it. Like,
bro, if somebody deleted Fortnite, the kids of the country would uprise. Nobody would go to school.
I don't know about that. I feel like they'd find another game. I think.
Nah, bro. I might even riot with them.
Really? All these little kids with little backpacks.
I'm gonna show up to that school and stand outside and support.
That's hilarious. But it's interesting. But yeah, funny enough, as a side note, before we go into the questions from last week, that AI rapper, it's interesting because when I first saw the FN Mecca and I saw him and I was listening to the song or the lyrics, I was like, hold on, wait a minute. This sound like, whenever people do stuff like this, and I've noticed this on social media, it sounds like a slick way for people to say the N-word that are not black.
Okay.
Because I want to say, but I think later I learned wasn't he voiced by a black artist? He was voiced by a black artist. But
I think that guy didn't get paid anything.
Yeah, he didn't get paid anything.
I saw a video about that.
That's crazy. But it's interesting because when I first happened, I was like, this seems like a little slick. Somebody's trying to find a loophole for like, it's just an AI.
Did you see the video with the cop? That was very cringe. So the cop was like slamming the guy's head in the floor, And the mecha guy was like, I won't snitch. I'm not gonna snitch.
Oh.
And the cop was like, come on, you.
What the
Tell
hell?
us the information. I think that was
That's very cringe. That sounds very cringe.
Yeah, it took it it wasn't good.
It's really interesting. But I think this almost felt like I had saw this on TikTok. It almost felt like a test to see how people would react to something like this.
I don't know.
I feel like this was all a big test for like the label to be like, let's see how far we can go with this.
Yeah.
And at first they're like, oh, can't go too far.
Well, shit. Imagine if music. So there's AI generated art, right? Mm-hmm. Imagine if AI generated music was as good as current music. Well, a label is like, well, fuck. Why do I want to pay the next Drake when I can just click buttons and type the next Drake, and I don't even have to pay this guy?
True. It's funny because I think I was listening to something else that talked about that. Because there's actually, I don't know if you've seen, there's AI generated music already. They recreate like songs of like Nirvana or the Beatles and stuff. And it's all right. It's not that great.
It's not as good. Yeah.
But I think one day it'll become sophisticated and it'll probably sound really great.
Yeah.
But right now AI, when it, like if you ask an AI or something, some sort of system, somebody asked it to like write a song, it's not advanced enough to be able to write a complicated, like complex song like a human would, until people are like, well, no, you need humans to write this. But maybe one day it'll take all the data. But I kind of feel like in AI, if it's connected, well, I mean, it'll be connected to the internet and it just like takes all this information. I feel like it's actually going to be like, like a dangerous, like it's gonna, you're gonna be like, I don't know if we should do this.
Really?
It's gonna be something akin to the AI that it started on Twitter.
Things.
On Twitter,
yeah.
I think it'll be something like that.
Yeah.
It'll start saying like all these curse words, these slurs and stuff, and it'll be like, "This is great music." But
all right,
interesting enough. Anyway, it's on to the questions.
What was your question from last week?
My question, goddamn,
because I have the answer for mine.
Oh, what was my question? Damn, what was my question? No, it wasn't the film thing. Oh, wasn't it computers? How much the first computer cost?
Oh, okay.
It was like, how much did the first computer cost?
So why don't you Google that while I'm giving the answer to mine?
Okay.
So I feel like I've already done this on this podcast before. Mm-hmm. So if anybody is like a diehard listener, my bad if we've done this before. My question was, who are the most popular video game characters of all time? Mm-hmm. And I got the top 10. So here's the top 10. Now, this is based on character and also based on solely video game sales, not merch sales. It's kind of hard to find exact numbers or figure out like where the best place to get information is on this topic. So that's why I went with this one that just has video game sales. Mm. Okay, so number 10, Snake from Metal Gear Solid.
Makes sense.
Number 9, Crash Bandicoot. Number 8, Donkey Kong. Classic.
Nice.
Number 7, Lara Croft from Tomb Raider. Number 6, Master Chief from Halo. Nice. Number 5, Michael Franklin and Trevor. You know who that is?
GTA.
Grand Theft Auto.
GTA, I already know.
Number 4, Link from The Legend of Zelda.
Of course.
Number 3, Sonic. You said Sonic would be up there. I thought he'd be lower.
No, he's up there.
You were right. He was high.
What is it? Sonic is Nintendo Pepsi. What is it?
He's Pepsi.
He's Pepsi.
So we got number 2 and number 1. I think you can figure out who these are, right?
I think so. I got Mario is one of them. Who else would be up number 2?
You said it last time we talked.
Oh, did I?
You mentioned this person.
Let me think. Damn, I cannot think right now. I forgot. If I mentioned, I forgot. Pikachu.
Pikachu is number 2. Pokemon came in behind. Drum roll.
Mario.
Super Mario, the biggest of all time.
Man, that dude's like a juggernaut.
Just because
Mario
there's so many
Coke.
games. So many games, and it's been around for so long. It's Coca-Cola.
So then, hold on. So if Mario is Coke and Sonic is Pepsi, what is Pikachu? Mountain Dew? No.
What's the biggest Asian
drink? No.
Like General Tso's chicken?
General. What the?
What's the biggest Asian thing? Like
trying
brand?
To think.
Coke? Is it Coke? I don't know.
No.
You know, Pepsi's actually a bigger brand than Coke.
Really?
Because
How
Pepsi
so?
owns it's a conglomerate of a shitload of companies. It's like Lay's and Nestle and maybe not those two, but it is a ton of companies to where it's actually bigger than Coca-Cola.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, those are the top 10. My guy Mario came out on top. And now I have to try to think of a new question.
Bro, I told you, man. Sonic, bro. Sonic.
I'm surprised he's top 3. I'm really surprised.
Okay, so I think 2 kind of answers because it kind of.
So what was your question again?
My question was, I want to say, how much did the first computer cost?
Okay.
I can't remember what you said. I think
I said 5,000.
That's what I was about to say. I thought you said 5,000, and I can't remember. I think I only said a couple hundred or close to 1,000 or something. Mm-hmm. So I'm gonna read the first thing because when I said computer, I was meaning like a personal
home computer.
Personal home computer. So this is the first thing that I found, that because this computer was the one that coined the term personal computer. MIT's co-founder Ed Roberts invented the Altair 8800, which sold for, this is in that time's money, $297 or $395 with a case. Now, someone else said, if you mean personal computer, then the IBM PC 5150 was roughly $5,000 in today's money. So
I'm a fucking genius.
But that actually made me think. So if 5,000 in today's money, damn, bro, like
what?
People to be able to afford a computer, you actually didn't even have to work that much. Like if you're going back in time, or at least I think so.
I don't know. I mean,
maybe
it was hard to get $5,000 back in the day.
Yeah, and you could buy a house for like a nickel back in the day. Like,
yeah, they were paying you 75 cents to flip a burger at McDonald's. I'm just joking. What was the minimum wage back then?
I want to say.
What year was that?
That was in, hold on,
70s?
I think so.
Or 80s?
Let me see. It was in I gotta pull up the question.
Minimum wage in the 70s.
It doesn't say what year.
Damn, minimum wage was $1 in 1967. Ooh.
Can you imagine
working 8 hours and making $8
an hour?
Oh, fuck.
Of course, looking at it from now, it sounds crazy. But back in the day, that made a lot of sense.
Jesus, bro.
Can you imagine somebody saying, wow, can you imagine like people who are rich were like, I make $5 an hour?
When I was in high school, one of my friends worked for this guy, like picking watermelons, and like he had this field where they had, crops or whatever. I think he paid him, it was either like $175 or $275 an hour. Oof. Yeah. But it was just like a summer job as a kid to just try to,
You know, it's crazy. I still remember this. I feel like this makes me sound old. I still remember when, so at most like 95 jobs, they'll have that labor law like poster that says how much minimum wage is. I still remember at certain jobs being there when it said like minimum wage was like $5.75. Yeah. And I'm like, compared to now, it's like in certain places, there are certain places that I've seen it where it's like $7 still or something, $7.50 or 25 cents.
You ever worked at a job where you had to punch a ticket?
Yes.
Yeah, I did that too.
Oh my God.
Had the time clock.
That's hilarious.
That doesn't exist anymore. It's all computers now.
Not funny. I had to do that at my radio station job because they were a little bit older and like they had a punch machine. Yeah. I remember doing it there and like, I want to say one other place, but I can't remember. But now we got to think of questions for next week.
I got one. You got one?
Let me think of one.
All right, you're going to brainstorm while I'm talking. My question, what is the world record for playing video games nonstop time-wise?
Ooh.
I think there's some kid that figured out how to eat and shit and pee.
While you sitting down?
While playing, right? I think there's a kid that figured it out.
Is there like a built-in toilet where he was
Yeah.
Okay.
He probably looks like Cartman.
Okay.
He probably plays Fortnite. And he's probably a fucking beast at Fortnite.
So then you're saying how long, right?
What's the longest time someone has played a game nonstop?
Ooh.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Get the question?
Ooh, are we
at first I was thinking 48 hours. But I'm like, nah, there's a kid out there that goes so hard. Yeah. He probably played like 5 days straight. I'm gonna say 5 days.
That's interesting. I'm gonna say actually, I think 4. I think I'm gonna say 4
Okay.
days. About 4 days. It's funny enough, staying on the same topic because when you said that, reminded me of a documentary. Is to my question. My question, staying in the same realm. What's the longest someone has continuously watched TV? So watching TV versus playing video games.
Bro, you just stole my question. I don't appreciate this.
Okay, well, let me ask you this. Oh, I got it. No, I got it. I just thought of a new question then. You want to do that? Because I thought there's a documentary based on that, of the one that I asked. I'll do this.
There's a documentary on that?
Because y'all can look this up. I saw it a long time ago where Netflix was running a watch-a-thon. They're running a contest for who could stay on the couch and watch movies the longest. And I think in between they had maybe 10-minute intervals where someone could get up from the couch or whatever. But this guy was doing a documentary. He was trying to win. But he said he started to notice, so you can't go to sleep at all because if you go to sleep, you're out. So he tried to continuously stay up. After the third day, he started to hallucinate.
Yeah.
And he's, his brains, he started to go a little crazy. He started to see things that weren't there.
Yeah.
Trying to win. I can't remember what it was. It was either money or some sort of car or something or whatever. So then, skipping all that, my question then is, how do I word this? Because here in America, we love food. What's when I say biggest, meaning in pounds, what's the biggest food challenge in the U.S.? So, they'll be like, here's the steak off, 5-pound steak.
Right.
And so what's the biggest, meaning the most amount of food? Pounds per pound.
Okay.
Challenge in the U.S. Because I've seen on TikTok every now and then it'll come across, I'll see a video of this is the breakfast challenge or this is the big burrito challenge or whatever.
Yeah.
So what's the biggest, meaning pounds, food challenge in the U.S.? Because I almost feel like I don't think they have these challenges in any other country.
I bet they do. Maybe. I don't know. That's a good question.
I think Americans, we just eat a lot. So we make challenges out of stuff. That'll be my question.
Okay. What, do you have a prediction?
I think that the most food challenge, I want to say, I'm not meaning competitions either, like hot dog eating competitions and stuff like that.
Oh, you're talking about one of those restaurant things. Eat this pizza, you get it for free.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm going to say, for some reason, I want to say 6 pounds.
Okay. I'm going to say 5.
5? I could see 5. I could see either of those. A part of me wants to say there's something out there that's 10, but
there's something ridiculous.
There's something ridiculous out there, but I'm going to say, I don't know if they can only go for so long if people can't beat it. So I think I'm going to say 6.
Okay.
But that's the podcast.
Yeah.
Episode 64 of the Not All Here podcast. Thanks for everybody for tuning in. Make sure that you subscribe to our YouTube. Just go in there, type Not All Here podcast. You'll find us on there. Click the button, heart, notification, subscribe. We drop these every 2 weeks. Also, you can catch the video version's on YouTube. The audio version is available where you get all podcasts, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, everywhere. Just look up Not All Here podcast. Make sure to follow the social media pages. We got Instagram and TikTok. It's at Not All Here podcast on there where we drop clips. And also be sure to follow our personal pages. Mine is It's Easy L.
JRB the producer for all your social media enjoyment. Click the button if it makes you feel right.
If it makes you
touch it gracefully.
Touch it gracefully while you eat a piece of bread. No.
While you're playing Fortnite.
While you're playing Fortnite. Remember to drink water.
Or coffee.
All right, peace.